Hi everyone, this is Katie, editor in the library. You can see the nice virtual library behind me. Today I'm going to walk you through how to use Encore, our library discovery tool, briefly. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And here we have the library discovery tool. You should have a link in the class guide that this video is embedded on. I'm just going to do a quick search for Chicago River. I like to start off searching in any tool kind of more generally, so I probably wouldn't put in a super complicated, string here, just something simple to start with. I'm going to search for that, see what I get. And if you all remember from the visit I paid to your class, this in the library tab is the physical items that the library has. So these are essentially books that are found in the library. So there are 87 books that we have in the library for the Chicago River, or in the topic of the Chicago River. And I want you to notice for the future that you can limit this to different locations. You would also normally be able to request these books from other campuses. However, because all of our libraries are closed currently, we're going to focus on the online section of this tool for right now. So I am going to click on online, and that is going to take us to the results that we have for most of our digital collections. So I want to say that this is probably maybe like 75% of what the library has digitally. There are other tools. Specifically, I want to point out the Chicago Tribune database is something that you should take a look at, because I know that all of you are working on topics related to Chicago. So some of our newspapers are not included in this search. So I want you to search for those separately as well, okay? All right, so when we look in here, we're seeing almost a million results for the Chicago River. So there are a few things that I can do to make this more specific. One thing would be to put quotes around Chicago River so that I'm only getting those two words together. So that's one thing that I'm going to do just to start off with, because initially it's just doing a search for anything that has the terms Chicago and river in it. So let's see what happens when I do that. And I narrow it down. Okay, that's making it much more specific. So that's giving us closer to 11,000 results, which is a lot more manageable. I want to point out a few other things that you can refine your search by. You can refine your search by format. So that means I could say that I only want to look at magazines or ebooks, news, academic journals, reviews. You can click on these and select the different formats that you'd like. You can also, if you scroll down, you'll see a variety of different options here. And you can also go to the advanced search. So if you go to advanced search, you have a few different options here. I have Chicago River. If I wanted to make this more specific, I could add something like environment. And then I could say, maybe I only want to see things from 2010 to 2020. All right, so I'm going to select search there. Okay, so from here, now I have closer to, 1,500 articles, or 1,600 articles, I should say. If you click on any of these articles, I want to point out what you can do with these results. So, it's prompting me to log on. So that's something, if you have not logged in yet, it's going to ask you to do that. Okay. It's asking me to log in twice, that's fine. And note that it's asking for my username and password. It's not asking for my email address. That's something that a lot of students have issues with. So when it asks you for your user ID, just put in the first part of your email address, so your first initial and your last name, rather than, mine is keditor@ccc.edu normally. I'm just going to put in keditor. All right. Okay, so now that we're looking at this entry, why is the Chicago River green? you'll notice a few different things. It's going to give you an abstract of the article. It is going to give you these options on the right-hand side. This is where you would pull the citation. So if I click on Cite and then scroll down for MLA, here's the MLA citation. As I mentioned when I visited your class, the citation is created by a computer algorithm. So it's not always 100% accurate. So I would always encourage you to check this against something like the Purdue OWL. All right, so if you wanted to copy this, what you would do is just, select it and then copy and paste, right? Okay, a few other things that we can do here. You can grab the permalink if you want to, copy the link to come back to in the future. Always grab the permalink. Do not grab the link at the top of your browser, because the permalink will allow you to get back to the specific article. The entry that's in your browser right now, that is something that will not work after the session's over. All right, you can also email an article to yourself. So here you would just enter your email address. It can be any email address that you'd like. All right, and you can also include the citation format that you want. So you could select MLA and then it would include the citation within that email to you. All right. And then I want to point out the PDF of the full text is right here. So if you click on that, you'll be able to see the full article. Within this, and you can see that this is maybe, this looks like it is an article written for maybe a children's magazine. So this is probably not something that I'd want to use, right? So that's why it's always important to look at the article, right? And not just this little abstract.